Councilor Manzer.
Here.
Councilor Tudor. Deputy Warden Ross. Councilor Thurber. Pat, our executive assistant, our CAO Jeff, and our manager of municipal services is Tyler, and our manager of corporate services is Coralie, and myself is Warden. So we are all here at this time. I'd like us to pause and seek guidance.
My phone is full of physical videos and pictures, and I'm like,
And now I will read the mission statement. To provide, promote, or facilitate municipal services that meet the community needs by preserving, supporting, and enhancing quality of life for all. The next is the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or deletions anyone needs to put on?
No, that's good. Motion to approve the agenda. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. There is no delegations or presentations tonight. So the next we will go to the minutes of September 27th, 2022. Is there any errors or omissions?
A motion to approve the minutes of September 27th, 2022.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Was there any unfinished business from those minutes of September 27th? We did something. Which is nice. Okay, hearing none, we will go on with the CAO report. The meeting reminders. November the 1st, remember there is no meeting because the majority of council is at the NSFM conference. On November the 8th at 5 is the committee of the whole, followed by bylaw and policy at 6. On the 15th, there is no meeting. On the 22nd at 5 is council. On November the 29th, there's no meeting. On December the 6th, there's a bylaw and policy. On December 13th is committee of the whole. On December 20th and 27th, there is no meeting. Any questions or concerns on any of those dates?
No.
Okay. The next is any action items from previous meetings. Okay. The update on capital projects. Oh, Matthew, go ahead.
Quick question on rural internet. I've got some questions about it. Still haven't heard anything.
No, we're still trying to develop. Says they're still trying to get updated dates. I don't know that it's officially been given as a reason, but Fiona keeps popping up in these discussions on why they're struggling to get date updates right now. The anticipation is that things are behind and they're trying to get updates even for the develop updates, which are very general. We are still seeking an update for our area to try and understand where in that it fits. Because I don't think in some of our areas we've even seen tree clearing activity in a number of these areas yet. So that would lead us to believe we wouldn't be in the front end of 2023, right? I think the positive note, mainland is still chugging away down on the islands. They're not done, but they're working. But
good old mainland. How many years did they save our bacon down there? 10 years. Dan Harvey, wherever you are, I salute you.
Okay, now he's living in Bridgetown or Berwick.
Oh, yes.
So he's not gone.
Okay.
The next is update on capital, which we just did. Financial report of September 2022. Is there any questions or concerns? Anything that you wanted to highlight, Coralie?
I move acceptance of the finance report.
Your seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the standing committees, bylaw and policy recommendations. The first one is the virtual meeting policy.
I move to approve the virtual meeting policy, LEG-4000-08.
Is there a seconder? And what that is, 3 times in a year, a person can be virtual, instead of in person due to whatever circumstances has happened. And this was a new policy for us. We were a bit slow compared to a lot of the rest of the province, but it's a good policy.
I think it was the no plow on the neck policy for myself.
That's a good one. So all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the Oak Team Center additional funding.
I'll move to approve $2,500 for the Oak Team Center fund.
Okay, is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried.
I drove by there a week or so, it's really looking, stands very everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good job.
That's good.
I haven't seen it yet, I'll check it out.
Really single use.
Next is a data funding and letter of response.
I move to approve $10,000 funding for data. I'll just do that.
I do want to read what's up there, David.
So the second part, move to send a letter of response to data advising that as a province is not providing funding, that the municipalities approved $10,000 funding to help bridge their financial shortfall until the marketing levy starts in January 2023. But we would do those separately, wouldn't we?
No, that's all in one.
No, it isn't.
The one
This is
above
moved
second.
and moved. There's two.
They made it two
Oh,
separate
I
motions.
apologize,
Oh, sorry.
David, I didn't see the first one.
That was why I said that.
Oh, I do apologize.
It's all right. It's not a big deal at all. I move
All right,
to approve
so-
$10,000 funding for data. We'll start with that.
All right, is there a seconder? Any further discussion? What this is, just so everyone knows, data, because there was, our levy that was gonna take place was, stopped. And some changes had to be made, because of the province, and, now we're moving on to help them as much as we can. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried.
Move to send a letter response to data advising that as the province is not providing funding, that the municipalities approved $10,000 funding to help bridge their financial shortfall until the marketing levy starts in January 2023.
There's a seconder.
I'll second it.
I don't know how I completely missed that line.
I'm sorry.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the Weymouth Library Community Room.
I move to increase the Weymouth Library Community Room usage fee to $20 per booking.
Any further discussion?
Have they instituted or gotten started on a form for, like, each group fill out before they?
So we are working on, there was a booking form, we're just tweaking it some, and we're gonna see what the progress is, and staff, we're working with staff to track more accurately who's booking and when, so we can identify some trends, or if we're in that situation where the problems are.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded,
Nay.
motion carried. Thanks for
Yeah, I
the,
gave it before.
okay. The next is the, committee of the whole recommendations. The first,
I move to send a letter to Louise Oliver in response to the glyphosate spraying. Glyphosate spraying.
okay, is there a seconder?
Good job, man.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the Nova Scotia to Maine Ferry.
I move and seconded to send a letter to the Premier in support of the Nova Scotia to Maine Ferry.
Is there a seconder? Second that. Any discussion?
Why is there second?
Pardon me?
Why is it move and second in it?
There's a typo. Yeah,
Oh.
it's final.
I move to send a letter to the three units of board that it was good to me, Digby.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the Atlantic Canada 48-hour film festival.
Move to
I'll
send,
move to send a letter to the Atlantic Canada 48-hour film project, acknowledging the funding request was not following the municipal criteria for grants or resolution.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. And the next is the New Year's levy. New Year's levy, what am I saying?
You're the levy fan.
I'll move to approve the $1,000 for the New Year's Eve levy.
I second it.
Second it.
Okay, any discussion? This has been 3 years since we have done one, and, I'm looking forward to it. I've already spoke to the committee, and we're getting prepared and ready. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the final reading of the repeal of the bylaw. First reading, final reading.
I move to approve the final reading of the bylaw to repeal bylaws.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the final reading of the marketing levy bylaw.
I'll move to approve the final reading of the marketing and promotions levy bylaw.
We'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is under correspondence. We heard from the Canadian Salmon Limited, Warden Vernon Pitts of Guysborough.
What was it you wanted again? I forget.
He was, calling on the feds,
Oh,
because
the-
it was not, they did that fast enough, there's
I think the telecommunication.
Yeah, sorry.
housing governance restructuring. Okay, then we're gonna start with our advisory committee minutes report. PAC September minutes, is there any questions or concerns? There's nothing under other council committees, so the joint intermunicipal committees minutes reports. First is Derek, August minutes, Recreation Director and Facility Manager, September, October reports, and Active Living August report and letter. Any questions or concerns on that? All right, then the Western Counties Regional Library Executive Director, September report. Okay. Anything you want to add to that? Okay. Next is under outside boards, committee minutes and reports, the Southwest Biosphere 2021 AGM in March and June 2022 minutes. Any questions or concerns? I can't believe that. Next is personnel issues. Oh, sorry, it's our council or district activity reports. And
Before we move on to that, I don't have the reports sent in or whatever. We just had our time terrorist meeting yesterday. So
oh, okay.
They had over the previous month or so about 33 outbreaks of COVID amongst the residents. They've now been cleared by the Department of Health, and they're open up to visitors again. Before they had just been designated, the designated person or two people for each resident. They could have still visited. It's open now to and some of the staff, but very, you go 4 or 5 of them. The COVID protocol.
Did it go through all the houses or just some?
6 5 or 6 of them for sure, there was a couple having split. They had more then than they had back in.
That's what I was thinking, I didn't think they had any.
Well, they had a few, but not that many. But she said they had opened up and they had taken a few trips, they had a few inter-house gatherings. They had been somewhere with the transport declare, and obviously somebody came back.
Yeah, doesn't make one.
You can't stay locked down forever, I guess.
No.
Things are looking better.
All right, so we might as well start, with, Matthew, with your, council district activity report, please.
Started out with a visit to Claire, with the CAO. I went down, I wanted to learn a little bit more about the Claire medical facility down there, so we talked to them. Other than that, it's been, meeting with residents. I've had, road issues, culvert issues, seawall issues. There's been a little bit of everything, internet. So I've been dealing with, basically a lot of calls per week and getting back to things. But other than just the meetings and stuff, it was a quieter October. Not personally, it was pretty busy, but it kind of died down this month a little bit. But I think it's going to be busy, really busy November. So wait for next month's report.
Excuse me. I just want to thank Jeff. Him and I participated in the online webinar with CoLab, who were brought in by Turner and Drake to do a housing engagement session from the municipal level. And Jeff added a lot that I hadn't even thought of, so I appreciate that, Jeff. And I attended an environmental sustainability, affordable housing, some webinar with, anyway, up with Senefax group. That was very interesting. Actually, one of the ones that was MCing or whatever was someone who's involved with the geothermal and tide view. So he was asking stuff about tide view and how things are going there. I think he's one of the professor or something. And I attended a meeting with the 3 housing groups. One's in Yarmouth, one's on social, and one's here. Dash, Choice, and social housing. And they are, again, like some of the other groups, discouraged with the way the funding's coming through. Apparently there's a group down there called Split Rock that's getting a lot of the funding, and they don't even have a really good handle on who it is that's involved with this one in Yarmouth. So they said they were going to start, try and find out more about who's involved in that one, because every time they send in a proposal, they get turned down, and they say it's because Split Rock ended up getting funding. So,
Matthew has a question.
So was Compass Nova Scotia talked about any of this, or?
oh yeah, Compass is brought up at everyone. And that is another group that's very frustrated with the speed of the financing.
They're still not getting financing.
Well, not the last time I heard.
That federal piece, that
Yeah.
last piece.
That last piece, so.
And I attended a local housing coalition meeting, and again, that was an eye-opener because we just had the presentation with Digby Resource Group, and she was telling some of the stuff that she did. Well, then when we did the coalition, the housing coalition, they were saying some of the programs they were bringing in. You mentioned the one about cooking on the budget, and they brought someone else entirely new in. So I said I'd kind of like for those 2 groups to get together, because they brought in a dietitian or something to teach people how to cook economical meals, and they were going to do it at the fiesta. When Digby Resource Center does the same thing,
Yeah, why
gives us the
waste
proper-
money?
so it would have been nice if they could have worked together. So I am going to try to encourage them to be more involved with each other. I attended the Harvest Supper in Acaciaville. I had a community meeting with some of the residents of Jordantown. And I attended the Digby Business Music on the Promenade fundraiser last Saturday. also did a webinar with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is also connected to housing, so my month was pretty much right up with housing, but I did have a few, community issues, but nothing major.
So you said there's gonna be a Christmas,
Christmas play, yes.
and that will be,
They had set the date, but then they've had some things from people, maybe it was supposed to be the 17th, 18th, and 19th. I'm not sure if it's going to be that week, or they picked another date then, because they had some things, some conflicts with some of the people in the flag.
oh, okay, so this will be sometime in November then?
Yes.
Okay, if you can let me know when it is.
Yeah, I will.
Greatly appreciate it. Okay, George?
Road call is the same as Matt, people concerned with, when the road gonna be graded, it's, give that time of year again, so. Then there was a senior that had needed help with his, fuel rebate, and he was successful in getting that, and then a week later, he got a Fiona check from Fiona, relief fund, so he was a little shocked at that.
I wonder why.
Which he didn't have to apply for, because he got the fuel assistance rebate.
I gotta get that on the go.
Yeah. And then my, regular committee meetings and.
David?
I was just gonna say how helpful the people are at the Department of Housing. Like, it's not too often you say, wow, that government, organization is just fantastic year after year, difficult situation after difficult situation. I just can't say how thankful I am. I'd like to meet the new staff sergeant. I want to say kudos. It seems to be things seem to be improving quite a bit.
He's been with us for 2 years.
So who you said that wasn't he gone or did he
Well,
come back?
But he was just off.
Oh, I'm talking about on site. I think maybe. So.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Right, I put together a proposal, with the, community health board, to provide healthy food at the school, for the next 8 months. Hopefully I'll get a grant from them for that. I'm working with Schools Plus on that particular plan. There's been a lot of need lately. Working for are very squeezed. I've had a call to SPCA, got some CPAC machine. Well, they're on the waiting list, but it's only a couple months.
You went through the long and you have to wait 2 months?
They said that there's a waiting list at the moment. There was a huge recall of literally millions of machines.
Right.
Turned out they're giving people lung cancer, and they were degrading, and they were breathing it in, and so you can't just snap your fingers and get a CPAP machine. They're kind of hard to get at the moment. Quite hard, actually.
Thank you, because I will make a.
I had a noise complaint about the automatic feeder. We were able to work something out at the agriculture site in Westport. We're begun the push to keep the nurse on the islands. Previously, the position was 100% at the island health clinic, and then to make the last nurse practitioner happy, that was changed to 50% Digby, 50% islands. And so now we're saying to make our nurse practitioner happy, it should be 100% islands. Go back, because I don't think it was that interesting. The negotiating Digby neck in the winter. They needed the other person. That was one of the reasons they wanted 50%, because they were coming from Digby. So there's also a petition going around and stuff like that. It's not just me, it's everybody all at the same time has the same thoughts. Helping a lot of people with housing grants. I've got quite good at it over the years, I'll tell you. And Jill Balser assisted me with a few things, and a couple of them were quite delicate and difficult, and she handled herself with a plum. So that's once again praising another politician twice. Well, I praise the politician and the government department in one meeting. Has that ever happened before? I don't know. Probably not. All right, that's everything.
Okay. I I've had a busy month. I've attended some fundraisers. We did painting for the community gardens. I was at the fundraiser for the Music on the Promenade. I attended the hospital auxiliary breakfast. I went to the harvest supper at Milford House. I attended the Dark Senior Day, where it was fun being busy, and just seeing the different people that are there now. So that was really nice. We got to go at the RCMP advisory, even though it's a regular meeting, we got to go to the staff sergeant's, well, the building, and that's where we held the meeting, and I thought it was pretty good. Jeff keeps us on toe, because he knows we like to wander. Did I say that right, Jeff?
Yep.
Okay. I attended regional chairs in Dartmouth, and otherwise, I have been helping out some community members that are in hardship situations.
A lot of that lately.
Very much so. I'm saying that there are some webinars that are coming up that I sent out. I hope some of you take a look at them.
I don't know if I remember you sending those to me.
I sent out 2 or 3. George remembers.
Not at least a couple.
Yeah. So there was some up and coming that I thought some of you might be interested in. One was on the living, the decent living.
Oh, yeah, did you see that one?
Yeah, that was one of them. There's a webinar on if not, I will resend them. But there was 3 coming up that, I know I sent actually some on to Tyler. Tyler shook his head, because I thought staff might be interested in a couple of them, but I didn't know, and I just noticed, Tyler. Are we doing this for November, or is it a new thing?
It's only been a week, I'm just trying it. I figured
Just extra mask.
35 years old, I've never gone more than a week, I just want to see what happens.
Okay, no, I thought it might be a November thing.
Nope.
Because Jeff always does the November thing.
Yep, getting up close to it.
Mutton chops this time.
And let's see how quickly I go off
You
topic.
gotta keep it fresh.
Otherwise, it has been, sort of not super busy, but a lot of concerns in the community.
Yeah, there is.
A lot of people, that are making some choices, even though right now the weather is good. They said they can't afford to they can't afford to have the truck come and bring them oil. They don't know
Yeah,
what they're going
that
to do.
it went up a lot too, the price. They don't even bring anything less than $500, as if people on welfare or social services, they will never have $500. It won't occur.
So, I mean, I've had some calls, and I've managed to get a couple people, they brought oil, but it's been really difficult, because you're right, they have a map, but then people they're trying to put aside some money and for their food, and yeah.
Well, how do you do it?
I'll be honest, I wished I was a millionaire.
Well, we could certainly be a little more supportive than we are right now to the people in need. I'm not going to say anything specific, but if that's going by law policy, I definitely think that's.
Okay. So on saying that, that's all in my report. So next is actually an in-camera, but before we go into in-camera, we go to the audience. Is there any questions or concerns over what we talked about tonight?
I came to thank you for sending the letter to the Minister for the Environment, and on behalf of the people in Clare. And I was wondering if you'd heard a response. I see you approved the letter back. I was wondering what.
There has been no official response back yet?
Not even acknowledged.
No, that's what I mean, nothing.
Okay.
Sometimes
reason
it
I
takes
don't
them a
find
while.
Sometimes
It generally does take a while, I think we've seen with this government to get a response, and House City probably isn't gonna speed that.
No, that's not it.
It takes an afternoon to say, thank you for your letter, we're taking it under consideration. That stops pissing off a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, that's my,
You think they'd do it, wouldn't you? I mean, nothing.
And do you have any questions or concerns?
No, George mentioned about working, I would have to exactly see how we can do it.
Yeah, this is,
yeah,
it's striking, it just kind of.
Oh, I gotta check this out.
yeah, it just jumps right out. So they've done, the work shows, so that's good. We'll leave you to your in-camera session.
And I should have said this before, but anytime you talk, if there's coffee and tea behind you, always help yourself.
Well, it soon throws up pretty quick, so. But,
Well, this one is.
yeah, I will admit, this is a very different meeting than any I've attended, so.
Yeah, usually we're a lot longer.
But this could be the calm before the storm. And as for the price of fuel oil, I didn't look at the bill I got today, I just put it on the steps, so I'll
You gotta look after your mental wellness.
First or second?
You might cry when you see it.
Yeah. They were getting bad last year.
Well, they're horrible this year. Horrible.
I want everybody to switch to electricity as fast as they can.
It's not gonna be any cheaper in the end,
Well, we don't,
especially when you look
we
at how
don't do a
Nova
lot of
Scotia-
natural gas for electricity in Nova Scotia, so that does help.
With Nova Scotia Power?
Yeah, monopoly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you later.
So can I have a motion to go in camera, please?
Win camera.
The personnel and a contractual issue. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried.